Okay, here's a video on how to play Etherization. Etherization is a strategy game on Ethereum network, which means you can play for money but without trusting any central server, as it's um, zero trust execution. So to start the game we need get and miss browser. So this version is running on private net, so we start get with a few parameters. Here is a data dir where we have our private net blockchain, which is now only a few thousand blocks long, so it takes only a few seconds to sync. And then we have IPC path, which needs to point to get IPC in the default Ethereum directory because Mist needs that. And this is the idea of the network. And we started with console. If you are starting it for the first time, then you need to specify a custom Genesis JSON and then run init and init Genesis JSON, and then create a new account and then start with the console. But all these instructions are on the web. So we start get, and then we need to tell get, because we are on private net, we need to add peer, which is a server running miner. So you just need to copy paste this. So that's admin.addPeer, and then the enode of the server, which is running on this IP. So now we should be able to see that we have a block sync. Okay, so now when we have get running, we can start Mist browser. That's Electron dot. Yeah, we just start Mist. Okay, and yeah, so we give you, so GUI to the game is it's HTML5, and we just give it the path to the HTML wherever we extracted the GUI zip. So in my case it's this path, and yeah, so now we have the game running. We just got the last move for each player at the start, and by default the game will select Coinbase address. So let's use this, and that's this green player here. We already started the game, so we have all these commands already available, and yeah, that's one of our towns, and yeah, let's say another one we can build buildings or construct units. And if you select the town of another player, you can see we cannot interact with their cities. Yeah, so basically game mechanics are quite simple. You can make new Ether by constructing buildings, production buildings, which will then bring you Ether when new other players build, let's say, units or buildings. If you have a quarry, then you will get Ether when other players construct a new building. If you have, let's say, metalworks, which is required to produce swordsmen, then if some other player makes swordsmen, you will get a production cut on that unit. And another way to make Ether is, of course, by building units and then attacking other players' cities and plundering a fraction of their treasury. Okay, so let's say that from city of Zagreb we will attack this neighboring city of Paris, which is defended only by one pikeman. And as you can see here, this is, you can look under status, build swordsman. It's strong against pikemen but weak against horsemen. So it's a good idea to, let's say, select two swordsman units and attack with them Paris. And when we click here, we get this execute contract, and we will send a transaction which basically broadcasts the attack move to the contract. So we have no password for this account. We are just playing with private net ether. We click send, and yeah, so now we send this move to the contract, and when the new block gets mined, we should be able to see the result of the move. So we need just to wait a few seconds. We should be also able to see the change in the treasury. So now we have 857. If we manage to capture the city, we should be able to get their treasury as well. Okay, so even though swordsman is good against pikeman, there's always a chance that it's just a ratio of likelihood to win is a bit higher, but in this case we actually lost. So yeah, let's see if we attack. Okay. Yeah, let's try again. Let's build two swordsmen. As we are the only Etherization or civilization to have metalworks, it means it's very it makes sense for us to build swordsmen, because we won't be actually spending any money, because all ether that we spend will be going back to us. So let's build new swordsmen. Okay. So the unit has been built, and we can see the treasury still. And let's build another unit. Okay, we actually, there's 18-second wait time between moves. So in mainnet version that will be probably a few hours, but just so that some players don't dominate by quickly making many moves. So that will be probably set so you do only a few moves per day. But I set it to 18 seconds for the private net version, just to get over with testing quicker. And let's build a new unit. Okay. Here we can see the total number of buildings in the world, so not just in our civilization, but that's the total for the whole world. So a quarry, which gets a production cut when any other player constructs a building, and farms, which get the production, they get a cut for unit maintenance, and then this is woodworks, metalworks, and stables. Okay, so let's again try attacking. We actually spent a small amount because we are not the only civilization with a farm, so we are paying maintenance cut on existing units. Okay, so this time we have more luck, and as you can see, we also captured that player's treasury. Yeah, so we are paying a small maintenance cut because another, let's see. Oh yeah, actually. Paris itself, which we capture now, had a farm, so we were paying to that player one fraction of maintenance cost on existing units. Okay, so another thing that I want to show is just how it looks when you start playing from a new address. So you're a new player, and we will be using not Coinbase, which is an address that we already used in the game, but new address, so that will look like this, and then here we will just paste another address that we have. Okay, and so now we can see we have a different menu. We have just the start command, and when we click start, we can select, I don't know, any name for the player, and let's say the capital will be called Moscow. And now this is the game mechanics. You can only build a city adjacent to an existing city. So yeah, let's just choose some location, and this is the default that will be sent. It's 2 ether. 1 ether will go towards construction of our capital, and and then 1 ether will stay in the treasury, and then you can deposit or withdraw. So let's broadcast. Just for some reason it took a bit longer for a block to get mined. So we can see we established a new civilization, and we have 1 ether in the treasury. 1 ether went towards the owners of quarry buildings. Yeah, so basically all the ether always stays in the game. And yeah, now if we want to we could deposit more ether, or we could withdraw the existing ether that we have. Let's say we play well and we make some ether, we can then withdraw the amount to the same address that we used to start the game. Yeah, so basically that's it. I hope you enjoy.